Hello, my name is Hema Sampath. I'm a practicing counseling psychologist. Anxiety, a type of depression? Need not be. Anxiety is a physical expression of our ill feelings which we go through currently in our life, whereas depression is something which we've been going through for more than 6 months or so. So, anxiety we generally express in our physical terms, like I have a muscle tension, I go through the emotional symptoms like fear, a lot of irritation and anger when I throw up, and I go through the panic and shortness of breath. These are all anxiety symptoms. When it comes to depression, it is, as I said, it is a long term process. When these things continue for a longer time, for more than 6 months, and that is when it's converted into a depression. And at times, when it is not addressed, when they did not take the support to address those behaviors or symptoms, they tend to feel that loneliness. They go through the fear of hopelessness, sadness, and wanting to be isolated from the rest of the world or the family and friends. And they wanted to cry a lot more than needed or required. So, anxiety can lead to depression in the long run, but they both are not one and the same. So, pure depression need not get converted from anxiety every time. Depression, as I said, it's a long term process. It could be because of the abuse, sexual abuse, or trauma, or PTSD, or it could be because of the long term stress, or something which has a problem which they are unable to voice it out loud to the outer world, and they go through the hopelessness and the sadness out of the hopelessness are the basic reasons for the depression which they have to go through or experience. These depressions need to be addressed specifically with the therapist or the professionals. Sometimes counseling alone can help them to overcome this. Fewer times or few of the situations they might need medications too. So it is better to take it forward to a professional, seek their support, and resolve it without before it leads to other ill effects in their lives. Is there a possibility that a person can go through an anxiety and depression together? Yes, there is a possibility when, as I said earlier, that if anxiety is not addressed and if that gets converted as a depression, then there can be a mix up of anxiety and depression. That the symptoms of anxiety also will be there, the symptoms of depression also will be there, and it is time, very seriously, the person has to address and take it forward to reach a professional support and resolve it at the earliest. So how does this anxiety and depressive disorder affect our daily life? When I am not addressing it and not taking any professional support, the major areas which will get affected in that person's life could be their sleep, their food habit, and their productivity. And fourthly, it could be the relationship if they are married, or if they are single, also with their parents or their partners or somebody or the colleagues. All these things comes under the relationship. So it does affect the daily life, and when I am not productive, what will happen? It does affect my professional life. When I'm not sleeping, then it directly affects my productivity. When I'm not eating properly, that affects my mood, that affects my health, and these two will directly affect my performance. So, holistically, this anxiety and depression, either only anxiety or depression, whether it is mixed up or separately, It does need an attention so that you will be able to lead a simple, cheerful, happier life by addressing and resolving it. With my own self care, can I address my anxiety and depression? Yes. So, when I realize and I observe myself that I'm going through these symptoms and it is not helping me out, how do I address it? Do I need to every time resort to a therapist? And is there something that I can take the initial self care and later, if needed, I can approach a therapist or a professional? So, what are the self care? So, the first and foremost is acknowledge that I'm going through some issue in my life. Do not try to avoid and ignore, oh, I don't have any problem, everything is fine. Don't put up that face, wear a mask, and go through that suffering deep within you. The first thing is acknowledging. And the next thing is starting a self discipline routine to overcome these ill feelings within ourselves. So, what is the next thing which I can, how do I do by discipline itself? Is by setting up a routine that every day I wake up at this time. I have somebody as a support at home to take care of my food, my routines, other responsibilities, and all those things so that when I'm alone and somebody is there with me, I am not left alone. I am always with people, amidst people, with friends, with a gang, and all these things will actually support me in not isolating myself and keep on in that dwelling mode of, oh, why that happened, it shouldn't have happened, oh, what I did not do, what if I could have done. All these questioning modes can be avoided by being with people itself. And the other areas in which I can do the self care is landing up into a simple exercise mode like going out for a walk or for a yoga or a Zumba or a gym, things like that. It actually boosts my energy of the more intake of oxygen into my system, and that brings back the enthusiasm into my life. And if possible, for those who can give themselves the silence as the mode of meditation, that will also help them to overcome this, because while we keep ourselves in silence, we not only going to be in the meditative state, that also gives us the reflective state of condition in which through those moments I can reflect that what I could have done wrong, or what is the reaction I could have avoided, and what is that the other person wanting to tell me which I misunderstood. So these are the reflective opportunities and possibilities when I allow myself to sit in the silence, and that will give me the self care in addressing those issues within me and with the external people. So, all this self care I think will be useful for you if you wanted to address it before reaching a therapist. Anxiety depressive disorder is treatable. Yes, it is treatable. It can be addressed by self care, it can be treated by counseling therapies, and at times, all the three, that the self care, therapies, and medicines will help you to overcome this in a very short span of time, and you can bounce back to that energetic and enthusiastic life